Hi, this is Debbie. Welcome back to Cheyenne Life. And this is an update on the 2021 spring garden here in Cheyenne, Wyoming, outside of the old Victorian house. And I wanted to show everyone what all is going on in this garden. Remember when I had planted some radishes, I updated on a couple of videos just recently, that there was a snow afterwards. And everyone had wondered if anything would come up after that snow. And as you can see, all of my radishes came up and thrived. They were actually underneath the snow already up. So we have black Spanish radishes and French breakfast radishes, and every single one of them came up and are thriving. And then everyone had also asked about my carrot bed because they were worried that the carrots would not come up with the snow being here. And as you can see, with the exceptions of a couple of pieces of grass that I have to pull out because this was basically a no-dig bed, as you can see how it's raised up on the sides with just compost and soil and things like that, we have a lot of carrots that have came up. And there are 3 different types in this bed. Some of them are rainbow carrots, some are orange, some are purple. And then we still have lots and lots and lots of plants to get out. That is a rosemary over there that I've had throughout the winter, that overwintered from last season. Fuchsia that's coming back out. This fuchsia had died back quite a bit. Usually they're kind of an annual, not really a perennial, especially in this climate. But I did bring it inside and kept it inside, and now it's starting to come back out again. And I actually have cuttings off of that I have propagated in my windows and are going to make more plants. The rutabagas that I had picked up are doing just fine. I'm going to go ahead and get those set out probably in the next day or two, with the weather is now kind of cooperating a little bit more, even though it's rainy. We are having a lot of wet weather right now, which is typical for Wyoming in this time of the year. And then we have some sweet peppers that are planted there that have not came up yet. These, again, were store-bought peppers, so I'm not really sure if they will do anything or not. I had some of my others come up, but don't know about this one. And this is another fuchsia plant that we just picked up because it was just so pretty. And then I have some mammoth basil planted here, and you can see some of them coming up in there. And then my dill, which is doing fantastic. Sorry about that string. And then we have all kinds of other things that are going on in the pots. And that is my lemon tree, which I have sitting outside right now. And it is loving the weather. And hopefully it'll warm up some more soon. And then those are the flowers. I have not gotten those into the pots yet, but that will be soon. They're starting to come back out and flower again. And it was violas and dianthus. And then I did pick up some more little random flowers here and there. Marigolds. And then there is a sweet pepper right there that was a store-bought sweet pepper that has came up. And then some of my other ones that I need to get out, and that's borage. And we have all of our lemon mint and lemon balm that is coming up in this pot. You can see it there. And this was a sprig of parsley that I had taken out of the garden to see if it would do anything in a pot, and it is doing wonderfully. It kind of died back, and then it started coming back out again. And I went ahead and picked up some broccoli and cauliflower that I'll be getting out here in the next couple of days. I have some that's also planted in pots that I had taken and put out in the garden, but it didn't do very well, and I think that was just because it was just so cool at the moment when I put it out. But I do have cabbage back there. I'm not going to walk into the garden because it's really muddy right now because it was so wet. So you can see the cabbage back there. They are doing very well. And then I have some spring onions that are going to seed, which I'm going to go ahead and harvest the seed on those. So I'm going to let them go ahead and go to seed because these are probably 4 or 5 year old onions, spring onions now. And then we have the second year spring onions coming on, so those will be ready to pull this year. And then there's the patch of parsley that I had almost killed off and is now beautiful, has came back out wonderfully. And here you can see some rows that I have already started of lettuce and mesclun and fennel. Because we expanded the garden, we got more stuff this year. And there are leeks in this entire length of this row here. And then another row here of lettuces and things, kind of split in the middle. And then you can see one of my broccoli, I think, maybe, possibly, let me see if I can zoom in. I only had one broccoli that remained out of those, and right there it is, in the middle of the cabbage. And then I had a volunteer onion come back up there in the corner. And then here we have beans. I have a bush variety of Blue Lake beans here. Alaska peas here. And the rows are much longer since the garden is now wider. And another variety of peas here. And there also is a row of lima beans there. And then I went ahead and got out my super sauce tomatoes, which are doing wonderfully. I went ahead and put a cage around them just for temporary. They will be staked up, and I'm going to use a different, probably the Florida trellis system this time for these. But all of the super sauce tomatoes, even though it's still cool, are doing wonderfully in this because I hardened them off inside of the house by just opening up the windows on that growing room and letting them have plenty of outdoor elements for the past several days, almost a week, and just they're doing wonderfully. I couldn't say more. Went ahead and got my cucumbers out, which they look kind of sad right now, but they will be perking back up. So there are the cucumbers. And then I did go ahead and get out some of the Japanese long beans or yard long beans here along this trellis. And then I have dill also planted here in the curve. It is all coming up, but it's kind of hard to see right now. There's some weeds in there to pick out. And then we have the potatoes over here, which I had mentioned already, planting the potatoes. And as you can see, they are all up. All of my potatoes are up. Some of them are shorter than others, hard to see, but all of them are coming up. So I have 3.5 rows of potatoes. 2 of them are the red Norland and 1 row of Kennebec. Now, Kennebec is a variety of potato that I always used to grow back when I was in East Tennessee, and they were always very large potatoes. So it'll be interesting to see what they do in this climate versus being back in East Tennessee. But I do know that the red Norlands do very well. And then I have a garlic patch right here, which I see just a sprig of garlic coming up right now. So I have a large garlic patch right here. And then I have 5 rows of corn over this way from the potatoes. So all kinds of good things that are coming up and being updated, and I will be sure to update you on more when it happens. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell to see notices on new videos as they come out, and we shall see you in the next one.